What if artificial intelligence could predict whether a relationship will fail just by analyzing a conversation? Not years later, not after a breakup, but sometimes within minutes. It sounds like science fiction, but researchers and AI systems are already analyzing human conversations to detect patterns linked to relationship success, emotional disconnection, and even future breakups. And what they discovered is both fascinating and slightly unsettling. For decades, psychologists studied relationships by observing behavior manually. They looked for emotional tone, conflict patterns, communication habits, stress signals, body language. But humans can only analyze so much information at once. Artificial intelligence changed that completely. Modern AI systems can process enormous amounts of conversational data, including speech patterns, word choice, tone variation, response timing, emotional intensity, interruptions, sentiment changes. The goal is simple: find hidden patterns that humans consistently miss. And according to researchers, some of these patterns are surprisingly predictive. One of the most important discoveries involves emotional synchronization. Healthy couples often unconsciously mirror each other's communication patterns. Their tone, pacing, emotional energy, and conversational rhythm naturally align. But AI discovered that failing relationships often show growing asymmetry. One person becomes emotionally engaged while the other becomes distant. Response timing changes, interruptions increase, negative language slowly becomes more frequent, and most couples never notice these changes happening in real time. But AI can. Machine learning models trained on thousands of conversations can detect subtle emotional shifts almost instantly. For example, researchers found that certain combinations of sarcasm, defensiveness, contempt, and emotional withdrawal strongly correlate with future relationship instability. And surprisingly, it is often not the argument itself that matters most. It is how people recover from the argument. AI systems discovered that successful couples tend to de-escalate conflict faster, return to emotional balance more quickly, use more reassurance language, maintain cooperative communication patterns. Meanwhile, unstable relationships often remain emotionally elevated for longer periods. The emotional recovery process becomes weaker over time. But one of the most fascinating discoveries involves silence. Artificial intelligence analyzing conversational gaps found that uncomfortable silence patterns can sometimes reveal emotional disconnection before couples consciously recognize it themselves. The pauses become longer, the energy changes, the interaction becomes more transactional, and AI detects those shifts through pattern recognition. But this technology goes even deeper. Some systems now combine voice analysis, facial expressions, biometric data, text messaging, behavior, social interaction patterns to build predictive relationship models. Imagine an AI detecting emotional stress patterns from texting frequency, typing speed, sleep disruption, tone of voice, emotional vocabulary before a couple even realizes something is wrong. And this raises a huge question. Could AI eventually understand human relationships better than humans themselves? Some researchers believe future systems may become powerful enough to identify communication problems early, recommend conflict resolution strategies, predict compatibility, coach emotional communication, improve long-term relationship outcomes. But there is also a darker side to this technology, because if AI can predict emotional vulnerability, companies could potentially use that information for advertising, behavioral targeting, emotional manipulation, social engineering. The same systems designed to help humans could also become tools for influencing human emotions at scale. And that makes this technology both powerful and dangerous. For developers and AI engineers, relationship prediction is one of the most complex AI challenges imaginable, because human relationships are deeply emotional, unpredictable, and influenced by culture, memory, personality, trauma, and context. These systems combine natural language processing, sentiment analysis, behavioral modeling, voice recognition, predictive analytics, psychology. The challenge is not just understanding words, it is understanding emotion itself. Artificial intelligence is slowly becoming capable of detecting patterns in human behavior that humans cannot easily see on their own. And the next time you have a conversation with someone close to you, remember this: your tone, timing, emotional energy, and even moments of silence may reveal far more than you realize, possibly enough for artificial intelligence to predict where the relationship is heading before either person consciously understands it. If you want more videos exploring the fascinating and